Gen X versus Millennials? Yeah, let's do it. I think we already know how this is going to go. We've got Gen X, who is the sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me generation, going up against a generation that literally believes that words are violence. One of those mentalities seems hardier than another. I think it's pretty obvious that Gen X takes this one, but let's look at the millennial advantages. Number one, they're smarter than us, and if you've ever been fact-checked by a millennial, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Look, kids, New York City, the largest city in the nation. Actually, Dad, no cap. Anchorage is the largest city in the United States, by area. They were born with a computer in their hand, so yeah, they're smarter than us, but the shit they know ain't worth knowing. The second advantage might be their youth. The thing about that is, we might not be as good as we once were, but we're as good once. The last advantage they have is they outnumber us. I think this is going to bog them down more than it's going to help, because Gen X is going to have one clear objective: kick ass. They're all going to sit around and argue about the proper language of their objective. They'll all decide that this language or that language is too harsh or non-inclusive, and they'll start fighting amongst themselves. You watch. So those are their advantages, but I think you don't have to look much further than the summer of 2020 to see how this whole thing is going to play out. In the summer of 2020, primarily millennials took to the streets to protest racism and police brutality and other causes. Their causes were righteous, but they fucked it up with no clear objective, lack of leadership, and infighting amongst themselves. They got a lot of attention, but if you ask me, it didn't look much different than what I saw them doing at 2 years old, throwing fits in the candy aisle because mom wouldn't get them some M&Ms. Shit, they'd roll around on the floor screaming and crying and just wiping that place out. I watched a kid run all the way down the candy aisle knocking shit off one day. Mom just sat back and was like, "Junior, you should stop that." Isn't that exactly what the authorities did when they burnt down cities and took over Portland? Do you see it? This is how you beat them. So our winning tactics go like this. First, we shut off their Wi-Fi. They're smart, but they're only smart with a computer in their hand. Gen X can move seamlessly between digital and analog. They can't. Second, I pick caginess over youth every day. Lastly, they outnumber us, but we're going to let them fight amongst themselves, and they'll take care of our biggest problem for us. Them. Gen X's biggest weakness is going to be giving enough of a fuck to fight this battle, but luckily, I think not giving a fuck wins this all day.